like I said, Eli, you start where you want. Everybody's different, but like I said, just kind of keep in mind as you're trying to actually finish the install, just keep mindful of everything else.
Yeah.
If you see that it's actually acting like really tacky, add some more soap to your body. If you feel that it's like a lot tackier than what you're used to, what you felt, put a little more. Now don't worry about, picking it up. You'll be good just because it's also pressure sensitive. So you haven't put any pressure on it.
Yeah,
That's why I'm saying sometimes if you're doing something and John says, hey, Eli, can you check this out? Don't put your hand on the car and like kind of look at him and rest, because if you're not being careful, like where you put your hand, you saw how we just used the heat of our hand and everything in the first little session. So it'll stay for sure. Whatever you feel more comfortable with. I mean, there's somebody that'll use a hard card to do it. I mean, it just, whatever you're more comfortable with. And like I said, as you're doing something like that, you always kind of want to see how you can kind of just eliminate most of the tension if you just kind of hold a hand on it. So that's why, like I said, you want to make sure that, you're always holding it in place, because it's going to move. It's not like tint. And also, I kind of hold my PPF squeegees more of a upright position versus, kind of dragging it. If you have very minimal water, whatever, instead of just pushing it to where it's going to scar it, it'll dry, bro. Yeah, just like I said, don't try and, it's one of those things that you can't rush to finish. Sometimes you got to walk away, let it dry out, wash out your edges, and that'll help everything on the final stick. But that'll fly, let that sit, and then we'll start, the final tuck at the end. But bro, that panel looks good.
Appreciate that.
There, it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult just because of that the round edge there, but that would be a good candidate to let it dry and or very, very small amounts of tack. And like I said, that one's going to be one of those, press it down and hold it, for a little while. Even with the heat of your hand, you'd be okay. Now remember, just whatever you can get out, whatever tension you can get out without having to squeegee, go ahead and get it out with the stretch, and don't get it out with the squeegee, because you're going to fight it all day. So whatever like I said, wherever you can do it, see how you can just kind of manipulate it itself. So go ahead and tack, maybe whatever flat surface is already flat, go ahead and tack it. And we are working on the front bumper now. We did like I said, we went ahead and cut it in 2 pieces, just so they're not fighting each other for installation purposes for the final day. Of course, this would be done in 1 piece, but for training purposes. And so, like I said, so they can each have their own section. Every part of the front bumper and the little top portion of there got cut in half so that they have their individual pieces. Don't be afraid to put some pressure on there, man. You're going to probably use more pressure in PPF than you would for vinyl and or tint. Since you don't want this to distort so much, try and line up all of this as well as you can. And like I said, tack all around this, so that way you don't distort this circle, and then you can always stretch that way whatever you want. It's just patience, man. Like I said, as tenders, we want to finish and walk away because you want it to stick so it doesn't, you know, ever come back.
Be done when I'm done, yeah.
And it's just hard. It's the total opposite on this. You got to just learn to walk away. So there we got the majority of it. I would let that sit. All of this stuff is gonna dry out, and we'll be able to finish it up for sure. Now that we've already finished the bumper, the fenders, front lip piece there on the top, this will be the final piece we'll lay for our 2022 training class here at High Tech Training Center. They're gonna peel the last piece. We're gonna do a 3/4 bulk piece so they can concentrate on cutting edges and then finishing up and tucking. We've already completed the full fender, full bumper, top piece of the bumper as well, and now they're gonna do a partial hood to finish off the last day of the training class here at High Tech Studios. Well, hold on. Yeah, but see how you're gonna create more tension because you're pulling this down. You gotta. You want to keep it
on this
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're putting a little bit too much there. Let's tack this down.
All right, I got you.
Okay. Now here, just from what you guys have gone through, whatever, what's the first part that you're going to tackle? You're going to want to tackle all of these inlays. You want to get all of this water out of here. And then you'll go ahead and just seal this. So if you want, you can just kind of press it with your hand and then follow it with your squeegee and just kind of get all of that out. Now there's going to be some tension in it. In other words, where you're going to trim it, that's going to be a lot to tuck, and then you're going to have to go back and trim it. And like on this one, yeah, since it had, I mean, you want to leave just, you know, 1/8 of an inch or whatever to be able just to tuck it. And the way you're doing it right there, holding the other piece in your other hand, you can kind of also guide the cut, so that'll help. All right, guys, we've completed our 3-day training. We went through an extensive training program, installation of PPF. We did installation techniques, proper procedures. Eli and John also worked on bulk patterns, plotter patterns, also got some training, got familiar with the film cut program and the Workhorse 2 plotter, available at plotterdepot.com. These guys did great. We did on this 2017, they did a 3/4 hood, the front fascia, the bumper, the whole full bumper, full fenders, full mirrors, and they did really great. This was an intricate, you know, pattern. Of course, all of it was pretty much computer cut, other than the hood that you guys did bulk, and you guys did great, man. Everything looks really good. We definitely tried to get as much film in their hands as possible. We probably laid over 120 feet of film, which is really awesome. A lot of it is just to build muscle memory, just to build different techniques. You'll take some of the stuff that I taught you guys and just kind of build on it or work on your own stuff. And like I said, you guys did great. I'm really confident that this is something that you can add to Eli's window tint for sure.